Om Jīvan-Muktāya Namaha.
Om Jīvan-Muktāya Namaha. Om Jīvan-Muktāya Namaha. Om Jīvan-Muktāya Namaha.
Om Jīvan-Muktāya Namaha. One, my salutations, my surrender to one who is liberated in life itself. One who recognizes that I am Brahman, the infinite. In the infinite, there is no limitation, there is no bondage. Now, when we talk about freedom, 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 there are certain desires in us which are inborn. And therefore, whenever anything opposes that, let it be a creature or whether it be a human being, there will be a revolt. We can never, ever be without happiness. If you feel sorrow, you'll be waiting to get out of sorrow to become happy. And sorrow comes when? Whenever a desire is not fulfilled, you experience sorrow, is it not? Whenever a desire is not fulfilled, you experience sorrow. Where does a desire come from? Desire comes when you feel you don't have something. Do you ever desire your own hand? As Gurudev said, today I'm desiring you. You don't ever desire because you already have it. But someone else's hand you don't mind desiring, isn't it? And funny thing is, I'm telling you, once you even have her hand in marriage tied on to you and she doesn't leave you, you don't no longer desire her hand. Only when she leaves you, suddenly I can't live without you. What you have, you don't desire. You desire what you don't have. So therefore, desire comes from a sense of incompleteness, and incompleteness comes from finitude. So what is sorrow? Where there is finitude, there is sorrow. Where there is limitation, there is sorrow. When there is bondage, there is sorrow. Now, if bondage was our nature, then all the time we would be happy. With bondage, we're satisfied. There will be no resistance. But whenever anything conditions us, the moment we feel stifled, everybody wants a relationship, but the moment the thought of marriage comes, it's frightening. Why? Common thing they'll say, my freedom will be restricted. We want freedom, we want happiness. And if we feel we don't have it, we will helplessly strive for it. And that itself is the evidence, it's our nature. And if we don't know it, it is because of our ignorance. And therefore, constantly, we are not trying to get objects, we are hoping to get happiness from objects. Why are we constantly restless and anybody tells us to do something and we say, don't tell me? We don't like rules or restrictions. Because we are bound by our own mind. One who is not bound by his own mind, no restrictions of the world can make that person unhappy. It's only if I want to stay up late night and somebody comes and tells me that no, you should be going to bed, I feel that's restriction. But if I don't have any desire, if I'm told to go to bed, I go to bed. I don't feel restricted. Do you know, one thing that I learned when I was a student, if you follow the instructions of the school, you are free to just do anything. If you follow the restrictions the teacher has given you and you move in that restriction, in fact, you are free. The teacher gives you the freedom to do anything. Is it not? We think restrictions are from outside and we revolt, but we do not realize that that restriction that we feel is because of our own wants and desires. They restrict us. So who is a Jeevan Mukta? One who is not restricted by his limited body, mind and intellect, which have their needs, their cravings, their desires. And one who has got no desires, no cravings, such a person is indeed free. Think about it. I'm giving in our day-to-day language itself. Otherwise, from the highest standpoint, the infinite cannot be confined in this body. It's only because of our false identification, out of ignorance and misconception, that this body, mind and intellect, which is limited, is me. One who has given up his identification with the body, mind and intellect has given up all limitations, and the infinite consciousness is without any limitations or restrictions, one without a second, Kaivalya, with no distinctions, no parts, Nirvikalpa, and therefore, all this I've explained, no? Nirvikalpa is coming. Therefore, Mukta. Now, liberation also, this word, which means simple freedom. And who doesn't want freedom? We all want freedom, is it not? Anybody doesn't want freedom? Yeah. Somebody said, Swamiji, I have got no restrictions. I don't allow my parents to restrict me. School, so I don't go only. I am a free person. Acha, so you're Surpanaka. I can go wherever I want. I can do whatever I want. People consider that to be freedom. But let me ask you one question. Gurudev had put this question to us, quite confronting. Are you free to be happy? Tell me. Can you guarantee the next hour you will be happy? By the time you walk out of this hall and somebody's taken away your slipper. Or you went to pick up Swamiji's slipper and the big bully pushed you off and put there. I'm doing it. Yeah. Why does he want to do it? You're supposed to go. Why does he want Swamiji's attention? Can you guarantee that you will be happy the next moment? Are you free to be happy? How many ifs we have put on our happiness, is it not? If that's not conditioning, if that's not bondage, then what is bondage? Yeah. How many ifs do you put for your success? If I had the resources, if I had the degree, if the economic situations were good, if 2008 never happened. Tell me. Jeevan Mukta means one who is free to be happy every moment, who is free of the moods of his mind, who is free of the situations in the world. In any situation, any time, in any condition, that person is blissful, is free. We want to quieten our mind, but Swamiji, that only is not happening. Are we free? Who is the Jeevan Mukta? One who is free in life itself. Now, but mukti also many people have. Most religions will say that if you do good here, when you die, you will get heaven. So getting heaven, and there you'll be permanently, what? In a place which is all white, 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 white. White clothes, white beard. Yeah. You are also white. The harp is also white. And can you for eternity be in that white, white, white and playing a white harp for a white man? Yeah. Where do the blacks go? They also become white. You see, our Indian heaven is very nice. Very colorful. Flashy. Narayana wears a golden yellow dhoti with a blue sash, and of course there's Lakshmi to give all the diamonds to him with a crown. And you don't just play the harp there. Oh, there are multiple of people singing, dancing, orchestras, music, dance. And one thing, of course, Indian heaven cannot be is without prasad. So people think that if you go to heaven, that is freedom. Then they say, no, no, that heaven to still, there's so much pleasure and all that. No, 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 you go higher heaven, that is freedom. So something going to another world is freedom. Others say that you can gain knowledge here, but after all the body will be sick and all that. So freedom is after you die. And there are many people who think that only when you die are you free. But our rishis argue, and literally solid argument they give. The scriptures say that this knowledge has to be gained from a teacher who knows the truth. So which means a teacher who is realized while living or when dead. So they speak about the realized master. Then it is not that body conditions us. It is our false notion that I am the body that conditions us. And one who has the knowledge of his infinite consciousness and has realized that I am not this body, mind and intellect, that person is not conditioned by the body nor the moods of the mind, gunatita. Not by the confusions of the intellect. Such a person is free while living itself. To tell you something very interesting, no? There were people sometimes used to come and tell us also that, saints are people who are almost realized, because people want to measure the realization of the saints also. Realized is realized or not realized. There was a great Mahatma when somebody went and said, Swamiji, and in Hindi the word is, स्वामी जी, इसको ज्ञान है, he's got the knowledge of the truth, but his knowledge is not firm knowledge. अदृढ़ ज्ञान है. See, drid gyan, firm knowledge. And this person said that he's got knowledge, but not firm knowledge. This Mahatma told that since he doesn't have firm knowledge, then why don't you bring out the firm from it? Leave the no and the knowledge. It is no knowledge. In realization, there are no degrees. To reach realization, there may be degrees. But realization, there is no degree. And Rishis point out that such a person, while in this physical form, is freed. While there are others who say, but the body prarabdha is there, body destiny is there, body karma is there, the arrow which has been shot must continue, and therefore, see, even Mahatmas go through pain, disease, sorrow, and all that. So that destiny, but that destiny gets over once they die, and then they merge with the infinite. Otherwise, how can you merge? Shankaracharya says very beautifully, and Gurudev used to roar, if you were confined in this body, then you have to kill this body to realize. Therefore, every realized master will have to die to realize the truth. And nobody wants to do that. And post-mortem guarantee is no guarantee. Yeah. Do good now, then you will get the kingdom of heaven. Who knows? And from there you can't even sue. I was cheated. We want freedom, we want happiness here and now. What is the logic of suffer now? So the cause is suffering, the effect will be happiness. I want to gain happiness now. This is called as Jeevan Mukta. Anyway, this is there, and most people who don't realize, no, they always think there cannot be any realized master. I don't think there's any realized master. Anyway, there are people who come and listen also. Listen to discourses, give lectures also. So in one place we were together, all of us were together, a big biksha, many people were there. And Gurudev, I told you, everything was just perfection. So besides knowing all this perfection, even how to eat. That's why I know the Kerala girl who announced, I didn't see who she was anyway. But I could sense a Kiwi accent. But how to eat, fine dining is there only in, not only in Kerala, but yeah. Today even master chefs come to India to learn what is the blend of tastes. Gurudev used to explain, again, on one side, that whatever you do in every, not that, oh, pleasure is only in that object, in everything. If you do it properly, even the simplest essentials of life can be pleasurable. We just get attached to it thinking that there's happiness in it. Even how to eat. How to combine. Many times when I was with him and suppose a kheer or a payasam came, that's absolutely sweet rice porridge. I don't know why we have these ready-made cereals. Every day, just boil some rice and Cocoa Pops. Okay, doesn't mind. But this is payasam. And it is absolutely sweet. When I say absolutely, means it's extremely sweet. They love to make it that. And anything too sweet, you eat 2 spoons. After that, you don't want to eat. But still, sweet we all like. So I was eating, and Gurudev says, take this papad, crush it into the payasam, and then eat it. Today also in fine dining, you would know that when you have something crispy, something salty, something, I do not know why they have to do so much research to make these chips that people get addicted to. Come to Kerala, already invented. Crush the papad. Or in between, eat one vade, some salty vade, and then again eat the payasam. And truly enough, it worked. Anyway, we were sitting there, and I was sitting with him and eating. And all these people are also sometimes curious whether these, brahmachari swamis are realized or not. Conversations happen like that. So this older gentleman was sitting there, and at Gurudev, when he ate, he was totally in his, he would talk also, but he would eat his food. And, okay, let's say he's from South India, so he uses his whole hand to eat. Not the way they do it in... Yeah. And he used to say that you don't only eat with your mouth. The colors and the display of food. And now in fine dining, you're talking about these things, is it not? The food, when you see the aroma, those bland, steamed foods of England, does not get your juices running. Yeah? Only when you put that tadka, that mustard burning, that garlic burning, or that onion burning, or that, fenugreek seed burning, or that curry patta, the curry leaves burning, and when that aroma of those spices come, then only there's some spice in life. When those aroma come, you are eating through your nose, you are eating through your eyes. And when you crush that papad, crack, crack, crack. Why do people like eating chips? Crack, crack. This eating with your sound. And don't eat. He said, and then he was eating like this, and you see all these North Indians are standing there, and amongst the North Indians is this joke, big joke about how the South Indians eat. Yeah. Always, So I think they were all watching, and Gurudev was eating. In South India, it's okay. That's the trend. You eat that way. Mahatma, because he knows. You eat the North Indian style. North Indian. North Indian can't be a Mahatma. Vadakam, vadakam. Yeah. Then only Mahatma, Even about Mahatmas, people have got their own impressions how they should be. Anyway, Gurudev was eating, and when he ate, imagine having beard and such big moustache, which he never used to, such graceful beard. Or even if you eat, there's something here and there, And with a full hand, how he used to eat, not one drop, not this. It didn't look ugly or any such thing, but he was eating, and everybody was watching. I tell you, when all the people are watching you eat, it can be a very unnerving experience. And especially when you're enjoying your meal, like in all these Western people and all that, burping. In Ayurveda it says burp, and I tell you, even amongst the Arabs, if you don't burp, which means you didn't enjoy their food, it's an insult. So Gurudev was nicely eating, and all these people were watching, and suddenly he noticed. He says, you people do not know how to eat. Feel the texture and eat through your full hand. You North Indians. He started teasing. They had no prejudice, but it was fun and games. So he started teasing them. So he said like that. So, and he said, anyway, you North Indians cannot enjoy food. Maybe in your next life, when you become a Keralite, then only you can. Yeah. So this gentleman had this knack of answering, and he said, but I'm not going to have a next birth. So Gurudev just tells him, even to be liberated, you have to be a Keralite. Very few Keralites, I can see them laughing. Others are like... You have to be a Keralite. Now this guy was very cheeky. And he was probably always curious. And he always said, when Gurudev said that, only a Keralite. Now, if Gurudev has said it, he can't say anything. So very cleverly, he wanted to kill two birds with one stone. So he points towards me and say, you mean to say he's not going to realize? Means both way he'll find out whether he's realized or not. At the same time, if he says anything, he got it that I can realize, And I said, I felt like, now what will Gurudev say? This cornering Gurudev to say that his disciple is not going to realize or is not realized is going to be a problem. I'm saying you better don't say it. And if he says yes, then he contradicts himself that a Keralite cannot. Gurudev pauses for a second, but can you have a final word with him? He said, the amount of oil that has been squeezed on him in Coimbatore, he is already a Keralite. That man got stunned and quiet. And don't you worry, Coimbatore is in the border of Kerala. Yeah. So what are we making you here? Keralite. So don't worry, you will realize, even if you are North Indian, don't worry. By now, at least Anna Tanni you've learnt, right? Yeah. Neer you have learnt, right? Chala, Guru, go gaya. Just like every Gujarati thinks that if you are a Gujarati, you become a prime minister. So Jīvan-Muktāya Namaha. Yeah. One who is liberated in life. Who is liberated in life? Keralite. We want freedom now, and freedom is gained through this knowledge that I am infinite. That knowledge is gained when you learn to master your senses and your mind.